Hey guys, welcome in. Happy Friday. I hope that all of you are doing well. We're going to do the twin flame reading today based upon the short that I did this week because the spread was just phenomenal. So let's go ahead and dive into it and get started. Please remember to take what resonates, leave the rest. We are going to get some timing cards, more information here. So I hope you stick around, subscribe, like all that jazz. Now the first cards that came out were Yin, the Fates, and Unfinished Symphony, which, you know, as a combination is really pretty amazing. But the energy connected with that, it feels like the divine feminine energy needs to be balanced or reconnected into. And I'm not sure if it's because there's confusion around the connection. And with this Unfinished Symphony card, it could be like that feeling might have caused the divine feminine within to become guarded or blocked. Because maybe, you know, she was so sure that it would return, and when it didn't, and the more time that passed, the more guarded and blocked she became in the area of love. Not in a defensive way, but almost in a doubtful way. Like, I don't trust myself, my twin flame journey. I don't believe in the magic anymore. That's coming through. All of a sudden, the status quo in love is at the forefront of the divine feminine's mind or subconscious. It's deep down for somebody out there. And it could have just been due to this awakening in the twin flame card, which those came out together, and I'm going to clarify that shortly. Maybe you were just waiting for them to awaken and lost all faith that they ever will, especially if they're not spiritual or haven't been exposed to spirituality or soul contracts. So let's dive in and just kind of see where to go from here. So why is this person doubting their twin flame journey and becoming guarded in the area of love? So maybe just change the focus and try to surrender, which is really awesome. And by the way, if you didn't catch the surrender video, it looks long, but it also has a tarot reading. I'm going to put that down below. Yeah. So actually the feminine stood in her power and probably doesn't even realize that she's kind of lost touch with that passion, that little spark within her that used to be tied to her twin flame. She's just going through the cycles, focused on big goals, planting new seeds, growing, healing within herself. But then we have loss of self-identity, discover your true self again. And I think she's gotten so distracted here that she is kind of losing part of herself. Because, I mean, if you are on the twin flame journey, that's integral to your development, your life path, your purpose. Even if you're not meant to be in union or go through life with your twin flame, you're still tied to that path. So in a way, it's like she did the best thing for herself, but in a way lost that piece of her heart that she needs to get back in with now. So the twin flame coming out with the awakening card, that is super exciting. So why? Yeah, let's just find out why. Why did it come out together? And then I'll ask why they haven't. For those that it applies to. And they have not wanted me to use this deck today. Hidden motivations. So it's something that just laid dormant in their heart. And they couldn't figure out maybe your motivation behind it. I'm hearing definitely they didn't believe in your love, and that's nothing from you. They didn't believe in love like that. And that's hard to do, especially if you've never had it in family. Their family could have been involved, or family matters could have, you know, intervened there. What am I trying to say with that? They might have responsibilities in other areas. What else to add to this twin flame awakening? Four of Swords. So this has been a time, probably at least 4 years. Doesn't have to be. Death, rebirth. So some changes need to be made here in the Hermit. Everybody just kind of went within, worked on their healing, kept their feelings to themselves, focused on their own career and family. And they feel kind of stuck, honestly. Excuse me, either in a situation or just in their own healing. The Two of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and Justice. So after this long period of going within, keeping silent about their feelings, they expected this to die. They expected this cycle to close out. They focused on their family and other motivations, and now it's too late. Like, Justice is here, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Two of Wands. They're making a choice now based upon the love in their hearts and not the 3D, which is really awesome. Let me add a couple more of these to that. What else about this twin flame awakening? The duck, it is what it appears to be. So that's like a little clarifier there. With the Zen, acceptance and release of outcome, and bite, words that wound, and defense mechanisms. So they could have said something to you to make you think that they don't care, to kind of push you back into your own self-focus. But in doing so, knowing that the love was so great and what you felt, like your intuition's like, that couldn't have been wrong. That couldn't have been the way that story went. And your perspective of it kind of changed and became polluted. Like, that's the word that's coming through. Like, whatever this conversation or ending was regarding this person made it where you just released. Somebody here released the outcome and just said, it's never going to happen. But now we have an offer coming in winter. Oh my goodness, look, twin flame at the bottom of the deck. All right, so what about this offer that's coming in the winter? Please, Spirit. So there's going to be a change of scenery in the winter. So if you guys are far apart, there's going to be movement and travel there. Make a wish. So, I mean, this is like, it probably feels like a dream that can't come true, but then also intentionally spreading information. So I kind of feel that that could even be a phone conversation saying, hey, I'm going to be in town. Why is this dandelion here, please? The Eight of Cups and the Devil. That is not the two cards I expected to see with that. With the Star. They're walking away from whatever kept them restricted. And they are inspired to come towards you. Could be dealing with Capricorn, Aquarius, either of those. Doesn't have to be. That's the energy behind it. But now they're finally figuring out, here's the light. See how she's tied to this light up in the sky? And it's almost the same light that's down here. And the light coming through when the sky awakens on this card. That's awesome. What's this offer going to be? What will the offer be? The Moon. Oh, they're trying to keep it hidden. Can we get anything else? There's a lot of major arcana there. The Nine of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the King of Cups. They're trying to make good on this broken heart that they caused you. Most definitely. Lots of love here, and hopefully they're going to come forward and say it. Now, the interesting thing also that came out with this spread on the short was divine intervention. Everything happens for a reason. The lantern, the guiding light at the end of the tunnel. But here we have the Deer and the Tightrope. So the Deer is like skittish. He's fearful to approach. Also very curious. So they might just barely stick a toe in, you know, to kind of test the energy. And it feels like when they do that, there's a hesitancy to pick a side. And I think it's because they're scared of how your reaction is going to be first and foremost. Because if you did release this and that conversation happened, they realize that you've moved on to some level, or they believe that you have. Now, when that came out with the offense card, the ball is in your court, it almost seems like there's some confusion for a few of you as to whose ball or whose court the ball's in. You know? We're going to clarify that because that is strange. Whose court is the ball in? It's possible red flags. Pay attention. Be aware. So maybe they're trying to spark someone to say the ball is in your court. To make contact or Sirens came out twice, guys. Seriously. You both are feeling the exact same way. I've got two of these decks here mixed in together. Why the Sirens? I think the divine is trying to scream at you on both sides. And here the feminine is like, nope, I'm focused on my big goals. I'm handling my loss. I don't buy this. I'm not drinking this Kool-Aid anymore. And the masculine is just more like, why can't I get this person out of my head? And why doesn't it never go away? Look at this, guys. The scrolls. Akashic record, soul contract, change in direction, off course. So both people, both of you are probably getting screamed at that you're going down the wrong path. And they're both trying to say the ball is in your court to both of you. That is hilarious. And so sweet. And why is everyone so stubborn and resistant against this? Why is everybody so stubborn and resistant for it to be in their court? And for some of you, if you're in situations where, you know, you both would have to make major life changes to be together, that could be part of it too. Because a lot of times in life, and as a friend recently told me, she's reading a book, everybody's excuse is, I can't. You know, I can't move to Alaska and live in the woods because da-da-da-da-da. They can, they just don't want to. Because when you move, oh, the candle just burned out when I said that. Because they'd have to leave their friends. They'd have to leave their family. They'd have to figure out what to do for a living there. I mean, you always can, but not everyone is willing to face the repercussions of their actions. And in some cases, it's not a good choice. It doesn't make logical sense or even sense on any shape of the world. Now, the interesting thing about this present power card, taking steps, see, they're trying to get everybody to take steps here. The cool thing about this present power card is it's almost like here's an archangel with both of these lions. You know, there's a lion and a tiger, one on each side, and trying to wrangle them or balance it out. They're actually on a justice scale, trying to bring them into balance, but everybody's so resistant. So what steps should be taken? What deck do I want to use with that? What steps are they trying to convince these twins to take? Yes. All right. They are on a roll today, my guys. I hope that people stuck around for this. Rose-colored glasses, distorted views regarding a person or situation or glossing over the truth. With water, thirsty for change, drowning in emotion. With the serenade, messages found in songs or lyrics, confessions of love. So what they're trying to do is the universe might be kind of trying to knock the rose-colored glasses off your face a little bit, or off their face, to really see if you're not happy, if they're not happy, that steps need to be made to get to that happiness, because everybody is wanting this. They're wanting that intimacy, that special connection that they can only have with the two of you, even if they're overly satisfied doing the status quo. And they're just going to keep like sirening you guys out until something happens. Well, that's pretty awesome. Let's see. Now I want to go over here to, you came closer than anyone, and I hope you can forgive me one day. I want to see what they need forgiveness for, because that might help somebody out there know which part of the story is for them. What do they need forgiveness for? The sacred temple. Wow. So that's, how would that even translate? They reneged on this soul contract in the worst way possible. They went against your love, you know? Intuition and manifestation. They're going against fate. They went against fate. And for some of you, however this went down, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm going to sneeze or cough or something. Sorry. Excuse me. However this went down really changed your ability of that innocence. You know, that innocence and that sparkle, no matter how many times your heart's been broken, you could still get back up and go back into it like fresh slate, like bring it on. I'm not afraid of love. This one really put a kink in that in a hard way. What else about that forgiveness of this person? Setting things into motion, choices and their consequences. They made the wrong choice by walking away. Footsteps, walking away, moving on. The lens, focus on self, zooming in on the issue. They know that they went awry, but also I feel like they were very, I don't want to say selfish the first go round, but they definitely, I think they were distracted. Maybe they were going through something and they needed to focus on self and heal. But regardless, they self-sabotaged the heck out of this. So let's just now get a generalization. Get a couple more of these cards, and then we're going to see what your person is feeling and thinking about the connection at this time. So what else does the divine have to say about this connection to whoever's watching? Put away the computer. Working less and having more fun will help strengthen your relationship. Regret, someone feels remorse for the way they treated you. Yep, and longing, that one's over here. For the computer card, if you have been doing any spying or just overworking yourself, remember with big goals and all that, using that as a distraction, I think they're asking you to get back in touch with that divine feminine and with your spiritual journey. So if that means meditation, I garden to meditate most of the time, or I write. I can't usually just sit still and do that. But what they're asking is to get back into your core of who you are and that childlike innocence. Remember what I said about the sparkle and all that in your eye? That needs to come back. Like they are begging for that to come back and for you to open up your heart chakra. Because if this person is looking to return, it's not going to work. It won't be balanced. They can't come back in if you're closed off in the heart chakra. A couple more messages of what this divine counterpart would like to say to their person. I hid who I really am for you. I love you. Aww. I feel you even though we are apart. So who were they that they hid from you? What did they hide from this person as far as who they really are? Stuck energy. So if you thought they had it all together, friends and colleagues, they probably care about what other people think more than what they care about their own self and their own happiness, because they've been living behind a mask, and that's keeping them stuck until they realize that like love is the most important thing, or their happiness is the most important thing, and everybody else's opinion is what matters, and they want to be behind this mask. They are going to be stuck. But I think that they're getting a breakthrough on that. So now let's see, how is their person feeling and thinking about the connection at this time, presently? At odds and second hopes. And there's the water card again. They are drowning in emotion about it, but they feel at odds, that you wouldn't hear them out, take them back, or maybe just divine masculine. Look at this, something undiscovered. There's the map again. They're fighting it because it almost feels like there's going to have to be a lot of pieces moved around to make this happen. And they don't see the possibility. They don't think it's possible. And there's the serenade again. You guys are getting all the same cards. You're marrying like crazy. And look at that. Deep love, unconditional love. They want to confess this. So what's stopping them at this time from confessing this? At the current time, what is keeping them from confessing this love? Divine masculine. So some of you have another person. That could be why. For others of you, they're too much in their divine masculine power, and they need to open up that heart chakra. So the ancestors are helping behind the scenes. They've got the spirituality, religion, spirit guides there. The moon, probably a lot of 5D communication. They want to heal this with the garden. Now, here's what's interesting. Remember how we talked about the offense? It came out again. The ball is in your court. So for a subset of you guys, it's going to be that the way things ended, perhaps everybody just kind of went to their own corners and faded away. And you might have reached out and they never got that text, or they never responded to that one text, and everybody just fell away. There is some confusion here as to whose court the ball is in. All right. Let's see. So what's some advice on how to move forward? How should this person watching this, if it resonates, how should they move forward? And I feel all it's going to take is tapping back into that heart space, like opening that chakra back up, which is crazy because if you've been around here a while, lots of times for the feminine is surrender. And she surrendered, but when she surrendered, all the water went out with the, went down the drain, and it's supposed to be a bathtub in there. Do they not want to give you advice, or do they want me to see? More fun is needed. Open that childhood heart back up. Just do something stupid and fun that brings you joy. You don't have to put it on the internet for the whole world to see. You can do it quietly, but focus on that happiness, because that's just going to call this person back in. Your side, you're all good, except for losing faith and hope. And I get that. It's hard not to. It's really hard not to. My twin flame journey changed, and it changed like within the last year or so. And what I thought I knew, what I thought my truth was, all of it was, I wouldn't say all of it was wrong, but it wasn't, all the pieces weren't in the order that I thought it was, that I swore it was, that the divine had even shown me signs for. They let you know what you need to know at that time. Nothing more, nothing less, because we tend, and I tend for sure, to mess it up. To go the wrong way, or to be stuck in it. So how do I want to end this today? Let's go ahead and see if we can get some timing. So this offer coming in the winter, can we get some clarity on that, please? September. So maybe something's going to, dependent upon free will. So maybe everything's going to be set in motion in September. And if they have enough guts, they're going to come forward. What else? Let's get a couple oracle cards, and then we're going to wrap this up. I hope that this was helpful, guys. You know what? Before we do that, let's do some letter cards. I tried to do this before the reading. So if these are your initials, or if these letters mean anything to you at all, then it's probably a sign that there's something in here for you. That one flipped. We're only going to give this one V. Somebody out there with the name of V. So we've got a P, a V, an H, and an R. So it doesn't have to be those initials. They're saying one more. Or an F. Let's see what's on the bottom here. D and T also. Then there's probably a little tidbit in here extra for you. So final oracle card as we go about our day. Magician in the Mirror, number 53. So your ancestors are helping you. But notice how he's got like fire and water here. So that's really important to balance your emotions and to be okay. Look back at it like this twin flame. You've got to at some point love them unconditionally. Like you have to. And sometimes that is facing the hard truths. And realizing, taking these rose-colored glasses off, they're not perfect. They're just perfect for you. And I think that you guys are well on your way to helping balance that out. All right, guys. Well, I hope this was helpful. I hope you have an amazing weekend. I'm always rooting for you. So please like, share, subscribe, come back and see me, and I'll be back soon. Love and light.